Some of us, when we were kids, we had to write in a pencil and paper when we went to school because it helped us improve our writing. Let me ask you this question. Have you ever watched a young child interact with a device and thought, wow, how are they doing this? Or are today's kids becoming more tech savvy or tech dependent? Think about this. A 6-year-old taps into an iPad like a seasoned Silicon Valley engineer but can't sit through a 30-second conversation. Then you have an 8-year-old that can record TikToks with perfect transition or watch YouTube Kids because they're struggling to fall asleep because their screen isn't glowing. Today's kids aren't just using technology, they're being shaped by it. Welcome back to Tech News. I'm your host, Karthik, and today we're diving into how smartphones and iPads are rewiring the mind of younger kids and what it means for the future of childhood. Let's start with the obvious. Screens aren't optional anymore. From the moment they wake up, kids interact with their device, like playing with their alarm, or playing games, or listening to music. Screens are no longer a special activity. They're woven in the morning, afternoon, and bedtime rituals. We used to learn patience by waiting for cartoon every Saturday and Sunday morning. Today, kids don't need to wait because they have infinite entertainment on demand. Zero waiting, period. Classrooms use tablets, smartboards, educational apps, and online assignments. Digital tools are part of how they read, practice math, research, and even communicate with teachers. Learning without a screen is becoming more exception, not the norm. Kids connect through the video chats like Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, text messages, online games, and social platforms. Friendships now exist both offline and online. Many children feel they need to stay connected digitally to be included. This is what is called the expectation of instant gratification, which means in technology term, their brain runs like apps with no loading screen time. Let me tell you. Now, here's where it gets interesting and little concerning. Kids' brain are still forming neutral pathways and screen changes how their pathways are developed. Number one, kids raised on swipe-based fast-paced digital content develop brain that expects quick reward. As a result, anything slower, like longer videos, detailed explanations, or reading feels boring for them, or it could be too slow because they prefer constant high-speed stimulation. Number two, dopamine looping, which means frequent micro rewards like notification, rapid visuals, and bright colors can create a cycle where kids tap, get reward, and repeat. It uses the same addictive design found in adult apps, but affects children's more sensitive, developing brains even more strongly. 3. Emotional regulation breakdown. Instead of learning to calm themselves through play or conversation, many kids rely on screens for comfort. So when the device is removed, they struggle to cope because their main emotional soothing tool is gone. Number 4, screen light signals the brain to stay awake. So bedtime apps or late night videos confuses the body's sleep cycle. This leads to poor sleep, tired morning, moodiness, and difficulty learning. So what does the social skills in the screen world mean? Here's something tech can't replace: real human interactions. Kids learn empathy from facial expressions. They learn communication from tone, pause, and eye contact. But when most interaction happens through screen, kids miss those signals. They also get used to the digital control: mute, block, and exit. Conflict, gone, swipe. But real life, there's no leave game button when they are frustrated. The tech isn't the enemy here, it's the usage. Tablets can teach kids language. Apps can build creativity, problem solving, coding skills. Digital drawing can turn kids into artists. Educational games can spark curiosity. The problem isn't the device, it's how long how early, and what's happening on. So, what are some good habits for smart generations? Here's what I'll tell you. Screens are fine in shared space living room, but keeping them off the bedroom helps protect sleep and limit unsupervised use. We need to set the digital downtime, which means turn off the screen during meals, homework, and before bed to encourage focus, family time, and healthy sleep. Three, we need to teach them what technology actually does so they can use more apps and make smarter choices. Allow kids to experience boredom, which fosters creativity instead of relying on screens for constant entertainment use. And finally, encourage the kids on screen watch and play together because they often imitate the habits. Here's my take. Technology isn't going anywhere, and screens aren't disappearing from childhood. But if we guide kids, not just hand them the device, we can raise a generation that uses tech with purpose instead of addiction. Thank you for listening to Tech News. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to my YouTube channel and Spotify, and follow me on Facebook page.